approach. So I want to do a couple of things. Before we met tonight, I drew a couple of cards. Every once in a while, I get sort of an urge to do that. And I drew two, and it's sort of an intuitive piece. The first one was fox. And it's not one of my normal, animals, so I had to go look it up. And when I looked at the symbols, it was the unusual opportunity to listen into the unconscious in a different way. And I feel like that's a lot of what I'm trying to do, what I'm inviting, and what's being asked perhaps by this massive upturning of normalcy. And with my patients, I'm finding that people that I've been working with for some time, some of them for more than a year, 2 years, suddenly dissociated material that we've been working towards steadily for some time is just erupting. And they're integrating it in ways that I didn't know that they were quite ready to, and they're not feeling like they're sure they're quite ready to, but all of the change around them is bringing up, as I think, Ginger, you were talking about, some of the things that get triggered by what's in the collective and what's alive right now is bringing up old things that have been long forgotten and locked away. And I've been sort of gently watching and trying to create safety as that tsunami, to use Philip Bromberg's term, is sort of washing over them, and washing over. It's in waves. It's a repeated cyclical thing that's sped up. And I think part of why Fox also came up, I've recently been re-listening to Robin Wall Kimmerer's Braiding Sweetgrass, which I'm guessing most of our audience has probably heard of. And in it, I was re-listening to the chapter on animacy. And she's talking about the separation that is part of the struggle in her own life personally, but culturally, that we've separated from the aliveness of a lot of our world, and how to use language to reclaim and reconnect. And that's been one of the things that's been surfacing in my clinical work as well, is there's been a lot of language shifts of people being able to imagine aliveness within them that has been lost for a while. And then the last piece was kind of interesting. The second card that I drew was a dragon's eye, and I actually have to slide my screen to access it, but I pulled it up. And the dragon's eye came up as an interesting thing that I wasn't really familiar with. I've heard of the phrase, of course, but it's not a symbol that I've worked with. And it comes up from a Germanic symbol that's a triangle with a Y. And it's combining the meaning of threat and the choice between good and evil, which I thought was a really interesting thing for a discussion clinically of the coronavirus. And the last piece I think that was kind of interesting was that the origin of the word dragon is Greek. And it comes from the hungry look of the first being when the fiery spirit was born out of the abyss of water. So there's a lot of deep imagery that I'm sort of sitting with and welcoming in this process. And in a way, I try to look at this a bit like a dream, and for the numinous images, because of the work that I've done. My mentor is here on the panel, Lionel Corbett. And I'm so glad to hear other people's discussions of what they're seeing clinically and what's being brought into the collective awareness. Because I think we have difficulty coming to consensus and movement and change as a collective, and this is a big opportunity, but also a big challenge and a frightening, precipice of decision making. Of can we listen to the collective? And with that, I think I'm good. Thank you.